February 9, 2004 began without spectacle. 21-year-old Maura Murray was a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Before that, she had trained as a cadet at the United States Military Academy. She was disciplined, competitive, an accomplished distance runner accustomed to endurance and solitude. By early afternoon, something shifted. At approximately 3:30 p.m., Maura withdrew cash from an ATM. Surveillance footage shows no urgency in her movements. No visible distress. Shortly afterward, she stopped at a liquor store and purchased alcohol. Bailey's Irish Cream, vodka, Kahlua, wine. Not the purchases of a party. More like preparation. Earlier that day, emails were sent to professors and supervisors. She claimed there had been a death in her family and that she would be gone for a week. There had been no death. The message created distance. Academic distance. Professional distance. A controlled absence. Her dorm room told another story. Boxes packed neatly. Books stacked. Clothes folded away as if anticipating a longer departure. Artwork removed from the walls. Not abandonment. Preparation. The question lingers quietly beneath the evidence. Why lie about a death in the family if you aren't planning to stay away forever? Sometime after leaving campus, Maura began driving north. Her destination remains unknown. Woodsville, New Hampshire sits quietly along winter roads that narrow into darkness after sunset. In February, night arrives early. Cold settles heavily between mountains and forest. At 7:27 p.m., a resident reported a single-vehicle accident near a sharp curve on Route 112 in the rural community of Woodsville, New Hampshire. The car had spun. It faced the wrong direction. Snowbanks bordered both sides of the road like frozen walls. Inside the vehicle was disorder. Wine spilled across the interior. Personal belongings scattered. A rag had been stuffed into the tailpipe. Some interpreted it as an improvised attempt to keep smoke from drawing police attention. Others believed it suggested mechanical trouble. 7 minutes later, at approximately 7:33 p.m., a school bus driver named Butch Atwood stopped beside the vehicle. He spoke with the young woman standing outside. She declined help. She reportedly insisted she had already called roadside assistance. There was no cellular service in that area. Atwood drove home and contacted authorities. 19 minutes. From crash report at 7:27 p.m. to police arrival at 7:46 p.m. 19 minutes in winter darkness. When officers arrived, the car remained. Maura Murray did not. A life disappeared in just 19 minutes. The car was locked. The keys were gone. So was the driver. Snow covered the ground surrounding the crash site. Fresh snowfall preserves movement. It records decision-making. There were no footprints leading into the woods. None. Search teams combed the surrounding forest. Volunteers walked grid patterns through dense terrain. Helicopters scanned overhead. Dogs tracked scent from the vehicle. The trail followed the roadway. Then stopped. In the middle of the road. As if the person they followed had stepped into air. No confirmed sightings. No confirmed contact. No remains discovered in more than 2 decades of searching. Halfway through the investigation, the case divides itself into 2 categories. Anchors. And shadows. Anchors, the facts. 1. Her car crashed on Route 112 at 7:27 p.m. 2. She was last seen alive speaking calmly with a witness at 7:33 p.m. 3. She vanished before police arrived at 7:46 p.m. Shadows, the rumors. Alleged sightings in distant states. Anonymous online confessions. Claims of secret relationships or hidden identities. None have produced verifiable evidence. The investigation rests on what cannot be argued. A locked car. Missing keys. Fresh snow. No tracks. The logic puzzle deepens with the snow. If Maura fled into the woods to avoid the police, where are the tracks? The perimeter of the crash site was a pristine white sheet. No footprints led into the forest. No struggle marked the road. Investigators and observers return repeatedly to 3 primary explanations. Each offers logic. Each encounters resistance. Theory 1, perished in the woods. The forests surrounding Woodsville are dense and unforgiving. Temperatures that night hovered near freezing. Disorientation after a crash is common. Perhaps she panicked. Perhaps she feared legal consequences connected to alcohol in the vehicle. She runs into the trees. She becomes lost. Exposure takes over. The logic is simple. But the roadblock remains immovable. There were no footprints entering the tree line. Snow does not easily forget movement. Theory 2, opportunity abduction. The scent dogs followed her trail along the roadway before losing it abruptly. Supporters of this theory believe she entered another vehicle. A passing stranger. A moment of vulnerability. A quiet rural road offers limited witnesses. Yet another obstacle emerges. No confirmed drivers reported seeing a second car stopped at the scene. No headlights remembered. No engine heard. Opportunity requires presence. And presence leaves echoes. There were none. Theory 3, the tandem driver. Her dorm room had been packed. Not casually. Deliberately. Boxes sealed. Belongings organized. This suggests planning. Perhaps someone waited ahead. A second driver traveling separately. A rendezvous beyond the crash site. The scent trail ending in the road could suggest entry into another vehicle already expected. Yet this theory encounters its own silence. No friend. No partner. No acquaintance. No witness in her life has ever confessed or been credibly linked to a second car. Planning without participants becomes difficult to sustain. The disappearance of Maura Murray exists within a category psychologists sometimes call ambiguous loss. No confirmation of death. No proof of survival. Only absence. For decades, her father, Fred Murray, has searched relentlessly. Organizing volunteers. Walking forests. Returning again and again to the same stretch of road. Hope behaves differently when there is no ending. Each winter snowfall rewrites the landscape. Each spring thaw reveals nothing. A blue ribbon remains tied to a tree near the crash site. It moves slightly in the wind. A marker without resolution. 19 minutes. Somewhere within those minutes lies a decision, an encounter, or an accident that erased certainty. A young woman stood beside her damaged car. Moments later she was gone. And the road has never explained why. If you found this deep dive meaningful, please give the video a like and subscribe with the bell on. It really helps keep these stories alive and bring more cases like this to light. And don't go just yet. I've placed one other case on the screen that I think you'll find just as haunting. I'll see you over there.